Hi, everyone, and welcome. I am Christine Justy of Mail Something Pretty, and I just thought of something. I don't know if I set my phone, so we'll find out if we're working. I think we're working. I have a new phone, so that's why I'm figuring things out. So let's see. All right. So if you are watching live, type me a comment so I make sure that we're going good. Otherwise, I'm going to start and presume that we are good to go. Oh, good, good. So you can hear me, Kim. Okay, great. Let me know if you can hear my heater too. As you know, it's freezing here. And so I have my heater on in here because it's so cold and I don't want that sound to mess up anything. So just let me know that. So I have some fun Valentine treats to make. We have mystery host winner. Hi, Mary Lou. To choose, we have a whole lot of things to do. The mystery host winner, I have to talk about my special live that's coming up on Thursday. Some registration for an in-person, the paper share. If anyone who did paper share, that's being mailed tomorrow morning. And how's your organization going? How's your cleanup going? Great. We have Cynthia, Bonita, Kim, and Mary Lou here live. Awesome. And Nancy. Awesome. Awesome. So I'm not showing you yet, but I can see some of my floor over here. And so that's really good news because before I couldn't. So making a little progress. It's freezing in this room. And so I really don't want to be in here too much, but I do have the heater on. So if the heater is too loud, let me know. I did cut my hair. Look at it's so short. So I took Hope. So brought Hope to school last uh Saturday. I'm all mixed up. And so she's never had a real haircut. So she's beautiful long hair. And we always go to Supercuts, which has been fine. We never had any special style. Hers is long and beautiful spiral curls. And so we always get trimmed. So, anyways, I said, let's go get a fancy haircut. So we went. We got a a fancy haircut. They washed our hair. Um, and I told the woman, I said, whatever you think, it's good, for my face and this, as long as it can go in a ponytail. So I let her do her thing. And it's kind of more of you can't tell now, but it's more like, I think she did it as a blunt because she used a hair dryer. I, I couldn't tell you the last time I used a hair dryer in my hair. I have curly hair. And then and she straightened it, so it was like totally straight, had a fun like bob, but I didn't like it at all. So I washed it right away and got the curl back, so I'm still getting used to it, but it's totally short for me. But I can still get a ponytail, so we'll see how it goes, but thank you. All right, so we have lots of people on. How about while I'm here, let's pick a mystery host. So I have to tell you, those of you who participated in the mystery host have already gotten two emails from me. One was a freak out on Monday, I don't know. I went to go check to see what the mystery host amount was, and the host code was gone. Like what I can see in the screen, it was gone, and it was either Sunday or Monday, I don't remember which, and it's a holiday regardless, and so I couldn't call Stampin' Up, and so I immediately sent a text to Anne, like um, so then I said, okay, if it's gone, it's gone. Technically, they're good for 30 days, but this was a longer one because they can go longer. I know they can go longer. I've made them go longer. It's fine. And so, but I can't believe this was a little bit too long. And so I was trying to build up the amounts, which is why. So they're gone. I sent an email out to those who participated explaining that. And I had an alternate prize, not as good as the amount of products. But anyways, and I had another prize, and so I called, and she called me at 4 o'clock in the morning her time because she saw my text, and so she goes, "Call Stampin' Up. They've done it for me before." So sure enough, I called them, and they don't make it a habit, but they were able to reinstall or whatever the terminology is the host code. So that's a long story to say. We have the mystery host code. So the winner of one of these people is going to win $235 of mystery host prizes. So that's why it was important for me to get it back on there for you guys, because that's a lot of products. So she did tell me that, if we can get the prizes, she didn't say prizes, but the Stampin' Rewards in like 24 hours or so, that would be good. So whoever it is, I'll contact you if you're not on live. in that. So, anyways, I'll pay the shipping, and whoever wins gets $235 of products from the mini catalog or the annual catalog, the online exclusives, the kits, the scrapbooking stuff, like whatever's available. And you also have a if you want an additional, if you want something else, if you want an additional item at 50% off that's separate than the 235, you can do that too. All right. So let's see. Oop, one fell out. Put it back in. So they're all in here. I'm gonna do it this way so you can kind of see. Mix them all up. Make sure. Okay. It's one. Ah, Lois Ward. She's my newest club member. Lois Ward, you won the mystery host prizes. So congratulations. You're gonna be. I know you're gonna be thrilled and excited. That's awesome. So thank you everyone else for participating. And we'll do another one in February. And then we'll figure out because Stampin' Up's changing some things. So once I kind of have a better feel for what the changes, we'll still do mystery host parties, but they might be different. So we'll figure that out. Okay, let's make some stuff. All right, I'm going to. So I have, let me know if you can see a difference or not, because now you can, I'm using my new phone and I'm using, I don't know, triple camera or something or other. So let me know if it's better. Okay. So we're gonna make, actually, it's you can probably see all my mess now. We're gonna make these cute little treat boxes. So I saw something similar online and then I kind of figured out how to make it. And so I'm gonna show you how to make it because I thought it's kind of cute. You can decorate yours however you want, but I'll show you how to do the box and show you kind of how to customize the box too. All right, so these were like, I'll give you better directions, don't worry. But this, again, I know you guys sometimes like to see my thought process. So this one I did, I measured, I show you what I did. These are not the Dove ones, but I know Dove makes heart shaped. I don't know if they're the same size. I just got these at I always forget, TJ Maxx. I wasn't sure if someone could not. So they're just hearts. And like here is the Dove left over from Christmas. So it could be that the Dove may or may not be the same size. And that's why I'm going to show you how I came up with this in case you need to customize yours. I was also told by Mary that the Dove, so she is gluten free, and she like seriously like she gets sick. The regular Dove chocolates, I guess, are gluten free, but she told me that the seasonal, so the Christmas, I guess the Valentine, I don't know if they do Halloween ones or not, are not gluten free because I guess they're at a different factory. So, anyways, so I put these kind of in the shape of a flower. And you could, if you wanted to add 6, you can, however you want to do. But I put them in the shape of a flower. And then I took my ruler. And at first I said, okay, here's 3.5. I need it to be a 3.5 base. And so I made it up. Oh, I left it. I didn't bring it. I made it, but it was way too big. And so that's why I crossed this one off. So then I kind of marked up the 3.5, and then measured it. So what you want to do is kind of measure crossed, but you want it kind of tight because otherwise they're going to slip and slide. So when I did it this way, it was, it's 3 1/8. So I want this part to be 3 1/8 by 3 1/8. So that's what this box, I should have wrote it down. So that's 3 1/8. But then I needed the walls for my box. So I wanted those. At first I had them at a 1/2 inch because I measured the thickness of my chocolate, which is about a 1/2 inch. But then I decided to make it a little bit thicker just so it was a straight top. And so that was one more notch than a 1/2. So what's that? Oh, it's right here in front of me. 3/8 of an inch. So this is 3/8, and this is 3/8. 3/8 plus 3 1/8 plus 3/8 equals 4 3/8 square by 4 3/8. So that's kind of how I came up with the box, the bottom of the box. And I'm gonna make one. And then, I'll just leave it up there. And then I'll tell you what I did for the top. Alrighty. Where'd my paper go? So I'm gonna do the same. I love the lemon lime twist with this red. The color pops, so it's really nice. Let's move these over. All right. Oh, I have these here. I was going to show you. How we're all cleaning our spaces. I found two things that I didn't even know this was missing. It's a die that goes with that car wedding set that was on the floor. Didn't know it was missing. And this fray check I've been looking for forever. When you get a little hole, it was a quilting thing, but when you get a hole in some fabric, you can put that in and it stops the hole from getting bigger. So have you found anything that you've lost that either you knew you lost or you knew you didn't lose? All right, so 4 3/8. Hi, Debbie, you snuck on there. Like 4 3/8. 1, 2, 3. I thought about making this a wall that's folded over, so it's a little sturdier, but you can just add in another 3/8 on each side. But honestly, I don't think you need it because they're just going to take the chocolate out and be done with it. So I don't think this needs to be as sturdy of a box as other boxes we make. All right, so then I'm going to score it 3/8 on all four sides. You know what? I think that's supposed to be 5/8. That's supposed to be 5/8. Because 3/8 is smaller. Let's find out. 3/8 is smaller than half inch. I think I just wrote it wrong. I think I did it right, and I think I just wrote it wrong. We'll find out. So I'm scoring it on 5/8 on all four sides. Yeah, I did it right. I said it wrong. I wrote it wrong. All right, so let me fix this too. So this should be 5/8. I can make a prettier copy. Oops, I broke my pencil. Prettier copy for you. All right. So it's still, the whole box is 4 3/8 by 4 3/8, but you're going to score it 5/8. Okay, let's see. Mary Lou says, oh, this is what she found. She found the plastic tape that covers the one end of the thing. I'll tell you. She found this. The take your pick tool that has been in the sharp point on the other side. It was clear. Yeah, and you can't find it anywhere. Good for you. I'm glad you found something. I know I'll find more when I do more. All right, but we got to get Hope to school, which has been busy. So I'm going to cut these two up to the score line and then rotate it 180 and do these two. All right, and then I'm going to burnish all my edges. I actually am not going to clean this area where I'm in later today because I'm hosting Mahjong tomorrow. And I purposely said I would host it because my house needs a good cleaning. Do you guys do that? You say you'll host a party or something because it forces you to clean? All right. So I'm just going to put these little tabs on the inside. And then I'm just going to glue up. So it's just like a little tray box. Kim found a missing die. Kim, I'm still laughing at your pictures, and I'm not laughing at you. You just made me feel so much better, and I'm so happy that you posted pictures. And I can't wait to see the after pictures. Yeah, I know I have found other missing dies, and I don't really remember where they go to. That's another problem. I have some sprig dye. I don't know what it goes to. But I'll be, after I do all this cleaning out, I'll be probably doing some mystery boxes. And then I'll make sure I find where that dye goes to. All right, so I'm just pinching them closed. The glue works good. You'd probably use a glue dot or some other adhesive, but I do really like to use the glue on the boxes. So it's just really like a little tray. If you wanted, and I already cut it, but if you wanted to line it with paper, I would just take my ruler again. So you just measure like the bottom just to make sure, and it's 3 1/8. So that's what I cut this 3 1/8. This is that marbleized paper. That's really pretty. It's out of stock at the moment, but it should be back. They said next week. But I have it for those who did a paper share. If that's a little tight, I'm not even going to glue it because it's a little tight in there. You could always just cut off a little piece. But that's all right. I figured I'd make two boxes. Well, maybe I do need to. If I can get it out now. I'm just going to take off just a little bit. Not really, just a hair, so to speak. I'll do it on both sides. That fits in there better? Okay. So now we need to make the cover. I know it's hard to see, but I did make a clear cover. So I'm going to use the window sheets. So it comes clean and pretty. You get 2 12 by 12 sheets per pack. And it does have tissue paper in between, which is kind of nice. Just need one. See, now it's not going to look so pretty. That's all right. Let's put that in there. And then what I do because a lot of times you don't use the whole sheet, you just use a little bit. And so I keep all my spare pieces. Sometimes I sort them by size. Right now they're not sorted by size, but I keep my spare pieces in an envelope so I can kind of see them, but also it's a little organization. Because like these little, it's like a 1/2 inch, but you can use those, you have those pop-up cards that and they fold and then they pop up. Like you can use, that's what they're good for. So I do save all my scrap window sheets kind of in this, and then I sometimes sort them by size. All right, so you have a choice. So this cover I made, it actually goes on the inside, to be truthfully, because I messed up, but I kind of like it on the inside. So it tucks in, so this is on the outside and that tucks on the inside. If you want it that way, and again, your measurement might be slightly different depending on the size of your hearts, or if you're going to do, I'm going to show you, if you're going to do square chocolates, like that one doesn't quite fit, so I would adjust my square, so I could probably do 3 by 3 if you want a rectangular square. So that's why you have to kind of lay them out however you want it, and then measure it, and then add on for the sides on either side. So for my box, we're using these particular hearts. It was 4 3/8 by 4 3/8. If you want the cover to go on the inside, you want it to be 1/8 of an inch smaller than this measurement. If you want the box to go on the outside, you want it to be 1/8 of an inch bigger than this side, because you don't want 2 boxes to be, these are the same size. They can't be the same size because they don't, you can't close them because they're the same size. So you need it just a tiny bit bigger or smaller. And so that's where that 1/8 of an inch comes in. And I hope that makes sense. I kind of like it 1/8 of an inch smaller. So that's what I'm going to do. It just kind of tucks in there nice. But again, if you want it to be to go on the outside of your box. Like if you were doing a solid color versus clear, then you'd want it to be bigger. So you just, that's what I do with box covers. I always make them just an eighth of an inch bigger than my base. Okay, so I want this to be 4 1/4. And the trimmer does cut the plastic like 4 1/4. The key is when you put your spare piece down, I'm actually going to put it away because I'm going to lose it because it's clear. These are kind of bigger pieces, so I'm just going to put this in here. And I know I messed up my tissue, but that's it. All right, because I know I would lose it. So that's on. Here is my lid. So now I want to do the sides. I want to do the same size because that doesn't matter. Like that doesn't have to be bigger or smaller. It's just the diameter or the circumference. All right, so that I want to do the same thing, the 5/8. So, and I'm going to score it with this. I'm going to press kind of hard because it is plastic. And I don't know if you probably can't see it. There is a score mark in there. All right, so 5/8. Each side will get 5/8. All right, I'm gonna shut my heat off because it's finally not freezing. All right, so you may or may not be able to see. You probably can't, but there's score lines on all 4 sides. Okay, I'm gonna cut exactly how I did it with the box. Just the 2 on one side, and then flip it all the way around and do the 2 on the other side. And I'm actually doing the exact same way. I'm gonna take my bone folder, and you're gonna have to be a little strong. You have that score line in there, but you really do kind of have to use it as a reference point and then really kind of squish it down and then use your bone folder. So I'm doing, probably can't, I did that middle section first and then I'll do the little tabs here. You definitely need something to help. Fingernails won't work. I don't think. That is good. So I'm going to fold on all of those score lines. All right. So as I'm doing that, I'll tell you on Thursday. So you guys know I go live with Anne once a month. So I think it's February 6th, that first Thursday in February. We're doing a birthday theme. But she asked if we could do another live this week all about Stamp It Up, like in the joint offer and being a demonstrator and answering your questions if you have any. What does it mean to be a demonstrator? There's all different types. What are the obligations? What are the perks? Why do you love it? Why did we particularly join? That kind of stuff. So we're gonna do that this Thursday, like at our regular live time. So it will be 7 p.m. Eastern time. So let's see if I can do the math. That would be 6 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Mountain, and 4 p.m. Pacific this Thursday. So if you have questions ahead of time, you can email me or you can ask us totally live. Sorry, I keep getting a dry mouth. Okay. Again, this is clear. It might be hard for you to see, but it's exactly how I made this. And the same thing, I'm going to take the little tabs and tuck them in on the inside like we did with the box, but I'm going to use a glue dot. I'm gonna use my poker to pick them up. And this also, by having this clear cover get what I was kind of saying tucked on the inside of the box, because you can, well, yeah, you can see the glue dot there, but you won't see it when it's inside the box. I was trying to get square corners. It wasn't working. All right. One more. All right. Again, it's kind of funny how I'm making something you can't see. All right. So let's put in our chocolates. So the one I saw online, she made a box, but then she made some sort of that one, a band so they wouldn't slide. I didn't watch how she did it or anything. So somehow there was like a thin piece of paper that kind of went around it, but those don't move too much because we made it a tight, snug box. So this will get tucked on the inside. Like that. Versus, again, if you want it the outside, you just do the 1/8 of an inch bigger. I'll put them both together so you can kind of see one that has a pattern paper. Now I just made this as the shape of a flower, and it was cute. She did a little, like a center of a flower right on there, but I couldn't find anything that really worked. So I did the belly band instead, which also helps keep it together. All right, so I'll show you the belly band. I used scrap, actually. This is 8.5 inches, like a regular, side of a cardstock. So I tried it and it worked. So I just made mine 3/4 inches wide. You could make yours any width. And I put it around I'm gonna put it on the bottom and I'm just gonna wrap it. I didn't score it. The other one, this one I'll put back on, was a little loose because I was a little nervous. I wanted to be able to get it on and off, but I think I made it a little bit too loose. So I'm just going to put a little glue. I don't want it super tight, but I don't want it too loose either. And I'm just going to hold it there for a second. So the seam is on the top, so we're going to cover the seam with our cute little bee. So I'll put this one on here. It's a little loose, but it's okay. So our bee is made with, it's from, came out last year, the Be My Valentine, which is a cute set. And I think it's very springy too. Bees are spring and summer, and then you get the flowers. So it does not have to be only Valentine's Day. And it comes with, well, I think you have to buy them separate now. It used to come bundled as a punch, but you can still buy the punch, still available. And let me show you what I did. I haven't used this set in a while. I actually had that left over, so that was Steve's last year. I forget if I prefer, and we'll find out in a minute, if I like to stamp the belly first or the stripes first. So remember, I did like one way better than the other, but I don't remember which way it was. So we'll see. And when you go to stamp, the oval doesn't matter, the side, but I want to pay attention to how to line that up. Oh, let's see if I even left enough room for its tail. So I don't, well, this I can flip upside down, so it actually doesn't matter. But sometimes you want to stamp in the direction, and that will definitely be the case with the wings, but in the direction that you're gonna punch. I think I liked, ooh, why did that rip my paper? I think I actually like doing the stinger part first. Because then I can, yeah, then I can see, it's been a while since I've used this guy. Now I can see exactly where to stamp. Yep. And I like to do the face after I punch it because you can have this bee go up and down, this way, this way. And so I always do the face last. Hey, Candy, you're on live. I know you always make me laugh. And I always say I like replay watchers because I like people watching after the fact too. But we're making this cute little Valentine box. Okay, so for the wings, I definitely want to pay attention to how this is because the paper goes into the top and then I'll just punch it that way. So I'm going to have my heart go in that direction. But I'm actually going to do 3 hearts. I'm going to show you why. I'm using Melon Mambo. So I'm going to stamp once, puff on it, stamp again, and I know I had a little hair on there. That's all right. Stamp again. So by stamping it 3 times, I get 3 variations of pink. So I don't have to get out another color. So now I'm going to do the wings. So rather than stamp on this one, I'm just going to ignore this one. I'm going to stamp on top of those wings. And then I'm going to stamp on top of those wings. So it's kind of called 2-step stamping. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. That's 2-step stamping is the 2 stamps that work together. But the like first generation, second generation, third generation stamping or stamping off. I knew there was another word for it. All right, so I kind of like the lighter wing. I think that one, well, we'll punch both and see. But it just makes it easier to punch since I kind of have it in that direction. Now, I'm going to be very close because I forgot about that little guy. So I think we're going to be okay. But you want to make sure when you're stamping, there's nothing else kind of in the way that will get punched out. I was lucky. All right. Oh, let me just stamp out her bee. Okay. So now, like if I wanted this bee, since I have the seam happens to be on this side, this, maybe we'll do it that way so you can see both. Go that way, I'm gonna hide the seam. So that's why I didn't want to do the face yet. Now, and it's so cute because there's 3 different faces. You get the little cute little regular smiley face. You get a wink. You get, oh, you have 4 faces. You get kind of like eyes closed smile, and then you get this like angry bee face. I haven't used the angry bee face on anything I've made, but it's an option. I mean, bees can get angry. All right. And then I'm going to, again, I think I kind of like the lighter wings better than the dark. Well, this one though, because I have the darker paper. No, I still think I like the lighter wings. I'm going to just put a little dab of glue on the bottom of that wing. and then put that on top. You can kind of rotate. They do have antennas also, right here, and those work. You can punch them out kind of like the wings with the little heart. So it's the shape of the antennas which work. And I would tuck them in, but oh yeah, so like if I had antennas, you can tuck the antenna in right there. But for this one, I'm not gonna do that. And I already stamped Be Mine, which is part of that stamp set. But I used for the die, there we go, right here. And that's part of the iconic imagery set, which is still available. I think it's gonna come back. Well, it's not last chance, it's not discontinued, so it's still available. So it'll probably be available for a while. And it's kind of nice because you get the different seasons in it, Christmas, fall, snowflake, Valentine's. But I'm curious. That's where I used the die from. All right, so I'm just gonna glue that right on there. But you could easily just cut a rectangle. Or the one I usually use is from the Stylish Shapes. And then I would tuck the rest under here. So that would work too. All right, I'm gonna stick my dimensionals actually on here. I'm using 2 I said 2 for Anne's sake, 'cause she always uses a whole bunch. Okay, so there we go. So this one has the pattern paper underneath, and this one has the green. And I think they both look really nice. So it's a cute little Valentine treat. Um, and again, if you measure what you're putting in there, you can kind of make your boxes as big or as small as you want. And then just that 1/8 of an inch measurement, if you want the top to go inside the box, the 1/8 of an inch needs to be smaller than your box base. Or if you want the top to go outside, like on top and over the base box, it needs to be an 1/8 of an inch bigger. Hopefully that made sense to you. Whew, okay. So, congratulations again to Lois Ward. She was is the mystery host, so I will call her after this. She'll be very excited. And it's so cute because every one of you who has said, "I've never win anything," so I'm so happy that I can help you win something. Um, Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, Ann and I will be going live, not a creative live, but a conversational live about what Stampin' Up! Is and why we joined and why we think you should join and all things related to being a demonstrator. And we'll talk about it. I didn't even mention it. There's a really good joint offer going on. And I put that in my email this morning. For any of you who live local, and I'm sorry because a lot of you don't live local, um, I have an event, an in-person event on March 1st. So registration is open for that. I will post the links again. And so some of you have already signed up, which I'm very excited. And then for those who did the paper share, that's being mailed out tomorrow. It's all set up on my table. I just have to put it in the envelopes. And celebration is happening right now till the end of February, and that's you can get a whole bunch of free stuff when you place an order. And then I talked about the organization. Alrighty. Whew. Let's see. There we go. Oh, I'm glad you like the box, Cindy. Thank you. And Nancy. Thank you. And Mary Lou. You're all putting the cute little responses. Thank you. Yeah, I think they're super cute. And I found that idea online, and then just kind of made it my own. And that's what we do, right? We kind of see ideas and then kind of either copy exactly or make them our own. Oh, thanks, Mary Lou. Mary Lou says, can't wait for the spring event. The fall one was awesome. It was awesome. I was very happy. So I'm glad you can come again. And I'm sorry for those who can't. But I'm trying to work on other stuff that has some online stuff and then in-person stuff and kind of trying to do a balance. Alrighty, so I think that's what I have for you. As always, if you have questions, just put them in the comments somewhere and I'll find them or send me an email, Christine@mailsomethingpretty.com. That's probably the best way to get a hold of me. And I think I'm just looking around. I think that's what I have for you guys today. So I'm glad you liked it. Stay warm. I know where we are, we're kind of a little polar vortex, something or other like that. And I know like New Orleans got snow today, and they never get snow. And you're always cold, Nancy. With snow. And so yeah, stay warm, everybody, and stay safe. I will see you guys on Thursday and then next Tuesday. Have a great day. Bye bye.